a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Michael Oher. Michael Jerome Oher is an American football offensive tackle who is currently a free agent. He played college football for the University of Mississippi and was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in the first round of the 2009 NFL Draft. He has also played for the Tennessee Titans and Carolina Panthers. Oher earned unanimous All-American honors at Mississippi and was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in the first round of the 2009 NFL Draft. His life through his final year of high school and first year of college is one of the subjects of Michael Lewis' 2006 book, The Blind Side: Evolution of a Game, and was featured in the Academy Award-winning 2009 film The Blind Side. Early life. Born Michael Jerome Williams Jr. in Memphis, Tennessee, he was one of 12 children born to Denise Oher. His mother was an alcoholic and crack cocaine addict, and his father, Michael Jerome Williams, was frequently in prison. He received little attention and discipline during his childhood. He repeated both first and second grades, and attended 11 different schools during his first 9 years as a student. He was placed in foster care at age 7, and alternated between living in various foster homes and periods of homelessness. Oher's biological father was a former cellmate of Denise Oher's brother and was murdered in prison when Oher was a senior in high school. Oher played football during his freshman year at a public high school in Memphis and applied for admission to Briarcrest Christian School, at the instigation of acquaintance Tony Henderson, an auto mechanic, with whom he was living temporarily. Henderson was enrolling his son at the school in order to fulfill the dying wish of the boy's grandmother and thought Oher might enroll as well. The school's football coach, Hugh Freeze, submitted Oher's school application to the headmaster, who agreed to accept him if Oher could complete a home study program first. Despite not finishing the program, he was admitted when the headmaster realized that his requirement had removed Oher from the public education system. Coached by Freeze and Tim Long, Briarcrest's offensive line coach, Oher was named Division II Lineman of the Year in 2003, and first-team Tennessee All-State. Scout.com rated Oher a 5-star recruit, and the number 5 offensive lineman prospect in the country. Before that season and for his prior 20 months at Briarcrest, Oher had been living with several foster families. In 2004, Leanne and Sean Tuohy, a couple with a daughter and son attending Briarcrest, allowed Oher to live with them and eventually adopted him. The family began tending to his needs after becoming familiar with his difficult childhood. They also hired a tutor for him, who worked with him for 20 hours per week. Oher also earned 2 letters each in track and basketball. He averaged 22 points and 10 rebounds a game, earning all-state honors by helping lead the basketball team to a 27-6 record, winning the district championship as a senior. Oher was also a state runner-up in the discus as a senior. Oher's low grades were initially a barrier to his acceptance to an NCAA program. He eventually increased his 0.76 grade point average to a 2.52 GPA by the end of his senior year so he could attend a Division I school by enrolling in some 10-day-long internet-based courses from Brigham Young University. Taking and passing the internet courses allowed him to replace D's and F's earned in earlier school classes, such as English, with A's earned via the internet. This finally raised his graduating GPA over the required minimum. At the conclusion of his senior season, Oher participated in the 2005 U.S. Army All-American Bowl. College career. Though he received scholarship offers from Tennessee, Louisiana State, Alabama, Auburn, and South Carolina, Oher ultimately decided to play for Ed Orgeron at the University of Mississippi, the alma mater of his guardians, Leanne and Sean Tuohy. His decision to play for the Ole Miss Rebels football team sparked an investigation by the National Collegiate Athletic Association. The first issue was that Oher's grade point average was still too low to meet the requirements for a Division I scholarship at the time of the offer from Ole Miss. That difficulty was corrected by graduation, when Oher completed online classes through Brigham Young University. The second issue was the Tuohy's pre-existing relationship with the school, and the fact that Ole Miss hired Freeze 20 days after Oher signed his letter of intent. Freeze asserted that his position with Ole Miss was not an example of quid pro quo for encouraging Oher to attend the school, but rather the result of his pre-existing relationship with Ole Miss offensive coordinator Noel Mazzoni. The NCAA did not close its case on its suspicions of collusion. However, it ruled that Ole Miss had committed no NCAA violations in its recruitment of Oher. Freeze was found guilty of secondary violations for contacting other Memphis area recruits before joining the Ole Miss staff. Oher started in 10 games as a guard during his first season with the Ole Miss Rebels, becoming a first-team freshman All-American. After shifting to the position of left tackle for the 2006 season, he was named to various preseason All-Conference and All-American teams, or was named a second-team Southeastern Conference offensive lineman after his sophomore season, and a first-team SEC offensive lineman after his junior season. Oher was also successful academically at Ole Miss, and his tested IQ score increased 20 to 30 points between when he was measured in the public school systems growing up and when he was measured in college. On January 14, 2008, Oher declared that he would be entering the 2008 NFL Draft. However, 2 days later, he announced his withdrawal from the draft to return to Ole Miss for his senior season. After the 2008 season, Oher was recognized as a unanimous first-team All-American, made the honor roll for the second time, and graduated with a degree in criminal justice in the spring of 2009. Professional career. Already in 2008, Oher was projected as one of the top prospects for the 2009 NFL Draft. The Baltimore Ravens drafted Oher with the 23rd pick in the first round of the 2009 NFL Draft. The Ravens had acquired the pick from the New England Patriots in exchange for their first and fifth-round draft picks. The Tuohy family was there to witness his draft day selection. Baltimore Ravens. On July 30, 2009, Oher signed a 5-year, $13.8 million contract with the Baltimore Ravens. He started the 2009 season as right tackle, but was moved to left tackle after an injury to lineman Jared Gaither. In Week 8, he returned to right tackle. Oher started every game in 2009, 11 at right tackle and 5 at left tackle. He played right tackle in his first postseason game, January 10, 2010. Against the New England Patriots, and did not allow a single sack as the Ravens won 33-14. Oher was second in the voting for Associated Press NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award, with 6 votes. Prior to the 2010 NFL season, Oher was moved to the left tackle position. During the 2011 preseason, the Ravens announced that Oher would be moving back to the right side. On February 3, 2013, Oher won his first Super Bowl ring after the Ravens defeated the San Francisco 49ers 34-31 in Super Bowl's LVI. Tennessee Titans. On March 14, 2014, Oher signed a 4-year, $20 million contract with the Tennessee Titans. Oher started 11 games for the Titans, and was placed on injured reserve on December 13 after missing the previous 2 games due to a toe injury. Pro Football Focus graded Oher as the 74th best tackle out of 78 for the 2014 season. The Titans released Oher on February 5, 2015. Carolina Panthers. On March 6, 2015, Oher signed a 2-year, $7 million contract with the Carolina Panthers. Dave Gettleman, the Panthers GM, said that Oher would be the Panthers' starting left tackle going into the season despite his struggles in Tennessee, saying, "We did our homework on Michael, and we feel very strongly that he can be an answer for us. He'll be inserted at left tackle, and we'll go from there." Oher cited Cam Newton as an influential factor in his decision to sign with Carolina, and Oher responded with one of his best seasons as a professional, protecting Newton's blind side. Oher played in 98.4% of the team's snaps, allowed a career-low 4 sacks, tied for 8th fewest in the league, and was penalized only 3 times for 25 yards. On February 7, 2016, Oher was part of the Panthers team that played in Super Bowl 50. In the game, the Panthers fell to the Denver Broncos by a score of 24-10. On June 17, 2016, Oher signed a 3-year contract extension with the Panthers worth $21.6 million with $9.50 guaranteed. Oher was placed on injured reserve on November 25, 2016 with a concussion, having played in only 3 games during the 2016 season. On July 20, 2017, Oher was released by the Panthers after a failed physical. Personal life. On April 14, 2017, Oher was cited for misdemeanor assault, because of an altercation with an Uber driver in Nashville, Tennessee. The alleged incident involved the driver shoving his hands in Oher's face as they were arguing, to which Oher responded by shoving the driver to the ground and kicking him in the leg. Oher was listed in the citation as suspected of using alcohol near the time of the incident. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?